Hello everyone and welcome to episode 136 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling Series here on the channel as our first tour, 2028, sees us in Mexico for the Fantastica Mania show. Very, very fun. I always go here as far as this is a bit of I wouldn't say an excursion, but definitely a bit of a taking something off the beaten path, if you will, for our company. Being able to go to Mexico for a couple of days. And, as far as also getting to have CMLL, as far as titles being on the line for their show. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So the card is, it's actually really good. I'm excited to see how it plays out as the main event, World Light Heavyweight title matchup, as La Sombra, of course, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, taking on Mascara Dorada, as Dorada has been the champion for almost a year now, so he's had a hell of a reign, and he can cap it off with a big win over La Sombra there in the main event. Co-main event, the woman who beat Io Shirai during her first reign for the IWGP Women's title, Himeka Arita, taking on Io Shirai. It'll be a fun co-main event there. Io Shirai's matches have been incredible, and I'm sure this will be no exception there. That's going to be a fun one, as the CMLL World Tag Team titles on the line as El Cuerto and Sanson taking on Samurai del Sol and Riley of Mexa Blood. Very, very fun matchup there. We'll see how Riley and Samurai del Sol do in that matchup. The Junior Heavyweight title on the line as well, as El Hero del Airbender taking on Lee Moriarty. So we'll see how Lee Moriarty does in his first title defense. And the New Japan Strong women's openweight tag team titles on the line as well. Ashley Flair and Becky Knockout Quinn taking on Starlight Kid and Hana Kimura of the Tokyo Cyber Squad. Tyler Black, Dante Martin, and Shane Strickland taking on Will Hobbs, Black Taurus, and John Silver. Building up to Tyler Black and Will Hobbs for the U.S. title. That's happening on the New Beginning show in the U.S., so it's a major matchup. Saletta and Julia taking on Tejon Tom Nakano as far as a Joshi tag matchup there. Then Claudio Castagnoli and Chaz Gable taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and King Devitt of the Kingdom of Torture. This is also building up to a title matchup for the New Beginning show in the U.S., as it's going to be Never Openweight 6-man tag team title matchup. Claudio, Chaz Gable, Shotaro Ashino against Nakamura, Devitt, and Jay White. Of course, that team won 3 matches during the Gauntlet matchup, so that's why they are getting their title matchup. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty major show for Fantastica Mania, having 5 title matches. Of course, in years past, we've had, of course, the IWGP Heavyweight title on the line on some of these shows. We've had some fun Fantastica Manias along the way, and I think this one's going to be no exception, though, with Sombra and Dorada in the main event. It's going to be a banger. Going to be a banger for sure. It's only 3 tour shows, and then the final show, so a bit of a quick little tour compared to some of the other ones, as Shonen Shozaki, taking on, Survivor Wrestlers Court, accused of being an hour late to pick up a signed travel partner, as the judge Shinsuke Nakamura found him guilty and sentenced to pay travel partner meals for the next 3 shows. And Satoshi Koji and Vasic on microphone work to Tamura. So we have 2 singles matches. We have a Bushi Dragon Bane match. We also have Itsuki Iwagi versus Angel Garza, which is actually a fun match. Young Lion matchup as Nobuhiro Shimatani and Yu Iizuka taking on Ricky Horn and Tony Florian, which obviously is a new wave. Oh, he's still not back. I thought he was back. God damn it. Looks like this shit. Don't want to use Ryoto Machizuki. Looks like Baroni Yamamura. It is. Yeah. But that's an easy fix. Easy fix. Alrighty. Then we'll have the Aoyagi Garza match, because I believe that's the technical masterclass. Yep, and Aoyagi's going to get the win. Then the Steal of Show matchup is Bushi and Dragon Bane, and that will go next. Bushi's a little unhappy about losing to Dragon Bane, but he is very much over here in Mexico. Obviously, he's Dragon Bane, so just I like that he needed the win. Sombra and Shingo taking on Dorada and Flyer. That's going to be the main event, as Shingo's going to beat Flyer in that one. And Sanson and El Cuerto taking on the Prehistoric Barbarians. Nice little win for them. We'll just kind of get a baseline of what they're going to look like going into their title matchup, since we never used them before in New Japan. Then Kingdom of Torture and Suzuki-gun, little tag team matchup here as far as involving people not involved in that final matchup on to kick off the show of Fantastica Mania. Brody King and Drew Parker going to beat Rex Steiner and Takanori Ito. Here's Brody King's going to beat Rex Steiner. 24 minutes, too. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I think I'm gonna put that there, put that in the middle. Give this a little bit more time. There we go. I think it's perfect now. Yeah, we should be good to go. A lot of people being used too much or slightly too much, but yeah, we'll obviously be in Mexico for this show. I always forget where we run our final show. Well, it looks like we always run here night 1, so that, we might change it up a little bit. Well, we have 100% popularity, though, in Mexico, so that's always fun. Yeah, we ran here last time, yeah, but instead of running day 2, you know, as far as day 2 here, we're going to run day 1 here. This time around, as, yeah, we'll be close to a sellout. It's going to be like 100, or like 20 people shy, give or take, so that's tough, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Dorada and Sombra do in that main event. I think it's going to be a great matchup, so we'll see. But the 56 for the opening matchup, Baroni Yamamura and Yu Iizuka getting the win here. 32s for both Tony Florian and Ricky Horn. Not bad for the Young Lions, as Baroni with the Baroni bomb, 10-21. Nice little 56-69 for Atsuki Aoyagi and Angel Garza, the New Wave Plex from Atsuki Aoyagi in 18 minutes, 69. Another 69 for the Kingdom of Torture Suzuki-Gun matchup, as Brody King with a Gonzo bomb over Rex Steiner. Two teams, you know, one with excellent, one with great chemistry, so it was bound to be a decent little matchup, and it was good for them. The 67 for Bushi and Dragonbane. Dragonbane did outperform him, so the right guy wins, gets the win of the Moonsault in 11 minutes and 11 seconds. It's a nice win for Dragonbane there. And then a 75. Oh, wow. Sanson and El Cuatero with a 73 and 76. That makes sense. Obviously, we're in Mexico. They should be pretty over. But El Valentin for Cueto as far as in 20 minutes. But that's a great win for them. They are the New Wave Dynamite because I think they're uncle and father was they were like the original Dynamite. I forget what their fucking name was from, you know, translated from Spanish to English, but yeah, they're a very, very good team, and Foresto as well. They're I want to say it's because I forget, they're brothers and cousins, but I forget which one's the brother and which one's the cousin off the top of my head, but they're a hell of a little trio. And we only got to use those two since they're the tag champs, but it is what it is. I'm sure we'll bring on the other one next year. But La Sombra and Shingo getting the win over Dorada and Flyer. As yeah, Shingo was the worst guy in the matchup, but Sombra in Dorada, it's 84 and 78. That's pretty good ratings there. It's a good matchup, as Shingo was made in Japan in 23 minutes. Not bad at all for a tour show where we're not really building a whole lot. Because this is just to see how Cueto and Sanson are going to do. But really, we're only building the main event. And it did well, so I'm glad that worked out there. Day 1's in the books. On to day 2 we go. Alrighty, day 2 of the Fantastica Mania Tour. As we have the 4 Horsewomen versus Tokyo Cyber Squads. So a little build up to the tag team title matchup. But, you know, the New Japan Strong Openweight Women's Tag Team title matchup, as we're going to have Tokyo Cyber Squad get the win, too, as Hana Kamara going to beat Ashley Flair. So that's a big-time win for her. Shota Umino's going to beat Koi Oslin, as far as Young Lion matchup there. Coughlin Connors against the New Wave of Strong Style. This is a tactical masterclass match. Of course, New Wave Strong Style, they had their excursion in Mexico, so they're, you know, used to being down here. But Clark Connors gets the win. 20 minutes. As Tyler Black and Dante Martin against Will Hobbs and Black Taurus. I think we're going to have that be the main, as Tyler Black's going to beat Black Taurus, but a fun little matchup there. Not speaking of a fun match, though, Cedric Alexander and Alex Shelley, that is going to be a fun one, as a 13-minute matchup, and it's the Steal the Show matchup. I'm liking it. This one has a lot more building up to, as far as, compared to the last day, because this is also obviously building up to the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title matchup, as Jonathan Gresham and Lee Moriarty taking on Koji Kamai. As Gresham's going to beat Francesca Akira in 25 minutes. I think we're going to have that be the co-main. And, yeah, that should be the show. I think it's going to be better than last show, I think. I got a good feeling about it, though, at least. Is there a 4,500, or is there just a 4,000? Oh, there is. Perfect. San Pedro. Perfect. 666. Alrighty. So we're good to go. Shota Umino beating Corey Oslin with a Haneki Death Driver in 10-11. Great win for Shota Umino. Way to go, Shooter. As Coughlin Connors getting the win over New Wave of Strong Style. Great performance from them. Almost in the 70s, both guys. Especially Coughlin. He's just a point shy. But, again, two teams. One with excellent chemistry, one with great chemistry. It's going to work out. Decent little matchup with Roar, the champion. For Clark Connors over Oiwa. Cedric Alexander with the kick to kill over Alex Shelley in 13 minutes. So that's a 71-72 for Tokyo Cyber Squad against the Four Horsewomen. As Hana Kimura pinning Ashley Flair after the big boot. Yeah, Becky knockout Quinn with a 73, best woman in the match. Horsewoman, though, was Toni Storm, weirdly enough. Did not expect that. Hana Kimura, though, was off her game. She still was a 63, almost the best woman in the matchup, at least from the Tokyo Cyber Squad side. 79 for Kochi Kamai. And against Lee Moriarty and Jonathan Gresham as the Spike Driver from Jonathan Gresham over Francesca Akira. Gresham won an 81, 76 for Moriarty. They outperformed him, but it was kind of close. Pretty close. Got the crowd hotter, too, for our main event, which is 83. And it's Dante Martin and Tyler Black beating Black Taurus and Will Hobbs. Boy, Black Taurus really off his game. Dante Martin almost outperformed Will Hobbs. That's kind of crazy. Tyler Black, though, with the God's Last Gift. On to Black Taurus gets the win in 24:03. Big win for the House of Black. As, of course, they're building up to that new beginning show in the U.S. Tyler Black, he was just a pinfall away from being the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, but he has set his sights on somebody that is just a absolute monster down there. A mastodon, if you will, in Will Hobbs, who is the Triple Crown champ right now. He's the man to beat, it seems like, by a lot of people in the back. And it looks like he's got a tough challenge in Tyler Black, a former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. That would be a huge notch in the belt if he can get it done. But that's next episode. As far as the next tour show, the final tour show here coming up. And then we'll be at the Fantastica Mania show, just like that. Kind of crazy that we're already towards Fantastica Mania, just like that. But that's this tour is very short, though. So on to day 3 we go. Alrighty, the final tour show. As we have taken the CMLL World Tag Team title matchup and split it up into 2 singles matches for this final Road 2 show. So, El Cuatero is taking on Ryu Lee, and Sansa's taking on Samurai del Sol, as we have a lot of fucking backstage incidents. So, as Mitsukuni Tamazaki has brought for Russ's Court, he's not joining the rest of the Rock Room for a night out, as Nakamura found him guilty and sentenced by drinks after the show. Nagata and the Great Okan. Nagata passing on tips on psychology to the Great Okan, and Brian Danielson doing the same thing to Jerome St. Pierre. As, for our main event, I think we're going to go with Ryu Lee in Cuatero, as far as he's going to get the win in 21 minutes, and Sanson and Samurai del Sol is the steal the show matchup, but Sanson's going to win, so they're going to be split right down the middle, 1 win apiece going in the Fantastica Mania show, as Pentagon Jr., Lucha Brothers, of course, getting the win over Kyle O'Reilly and Hayato Tamura. So that's actually the first time the Lucha Brothers have ever beaten that team, funny enough. So that's a big win for them. Gable and Guarini versus the Kingdom of Torture. It's going to be the Technical Masterclass matchup here, as it's the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Champs here. As Jay White is going to get the win over Dominic Guarini in 22 minutes. It's going to be a non-title matchup there. Young Lion matchup, Jimmy London, Brian Nevada against Top Flight. Darius Martin's going to get the win there. And another Kingdom of Torture team, True Parker and Taiji Shimori taking on Toei Iwazaka and Takeshi Masada as a Technical Masterclass matchup. And Iwazaka's going to beat Ishimori, so what a win for the Stretchers of Strong Style there. Tough break about, Gable and Guarini as far as in the Kingdom of Torture. I think we're actually going to put the Sanson Samurai del Sol match here. Put it in the middle, yeah. Like it. I think it's going to work. As, we ran New Japan Strong here last time. So we probably won't run it. We already ran the last New Japan Strong taping. We ran it here. So I think we're good to go. I think. To run it there. Here for day 3. We're good to go. Let's run it. 61 for Dante Martin and Darius Martin, taking on Jimmy London and Brian Nevada. Nice performance from Brian Nevada, though. Really off his game, but he still gets a 35. That's not bad at all for a young lion. It's a good match for Top Flight there. I know it was a terrible matchup overall, but good matchup for them. Takeshi Masada and Toei Iwazaki getting the win here. As we probably should have had Masada get the win over Ishimori instead, but The teams with excellent chemistry, pulling out the big win there, the backdrop hold for Iwazaka in 1748. 75 for Sanson and Samurai del Sol. Sanson with the win, 12-19, even though he got outperformed. A bit of an upset there. 81 for Gable and Guarini against Kingdom of Torture, as Jay White with the Blade Runner over Dominic Guarini. Of course, Guarini, worst guy in the matchup, so makes sense. Chaz Gable, the best guy in the match. It's an 80 for the Lucha Brothers versus Dragon's Den. Great stuff there from Tamora, though, with an 84. Pretty impressive, but yeah, Kyle O'Reilly with a 64. Pentagon Jr. gets the win with a package pile driver in the foot stomp combination. So Fear Factor into the double foot stomp from Ray Phoenix. Good little co-main event. Our main event, though, it's a 78, as Ryuli gets the win in 2057. A great performance from him with an 82. Not a bad main event, but it looks like day 2 was probably the best night, at least from the tour show perspective. But, yeah, we'll take it. You know, again, we're in Mexico. It's a bit of vacation. You know, it's a bit of a vacation for us. It's able for the talent to relax after a great Wrestle Kingdom, and they're able to enjoy the hot sun for a little bit. Because obviously in January, well, it would be in January, though, in Mexico. It wouldn't be as hot. It wouldn't be as nice, but it'd probably be nicer than what it is in Japan at that time. But, yeah, that is the tour section of this episode. And now we go into the final show. And it's going to be a hell of a main event, though. Sombra, Dorada, I mean, that is going to be, I think that might be the best main event we'll have out of Fantastic Mania. We've had some good ones along the way. I think that's going to be the best one, though. So we shall see, as we'll catch you guys there. Alrighty, we start off with the tag team match with Claudio Castagnoli and Chaz Gable, as they're going to lose here to Shinsuke Nakamura and King Devitt, as Nakamura's going to beat Claudio after the running single leg knee strike, of course, the Bumahe. Yeah, I mean, he outperformed him. Chaz Gable, though, incredible stuff. In 89, he's the reason why that match went over so well. So, great job there. A sellout crowd, though, 87,000 people here for this Fantastica Mania show. Oh my god, this went terribly wrong, as Saletta and Julia, they get the win over the Cosmic Angels, but at what cost? You know, a strained pectoral on the major tendon there. Wow, that's straining a major tendon like that is never good. And the injury definitely fucked that up. Saletta was off her game. She got a 70, though. She was the best woman in the matchup, so her and Julia get the win of Dawn Del Mundo. But at what cost? You know, 64-2, just a pretty brutal match after what we just saw. And Dante Martin has a contusion on his hamstring, as House of Black beat the Dark Order. Shane Strickland with the handspring back elbow onto John Silver getting the win. Tyler Black, best guy in the matchup. John Silver, worst guy in the matchup, 55. Boy, oh, Johnny Hungy, I don't know if he's got a place anymore. He had a hell of a run, though. He lasted longer than Alex Reynolds, but now, boy, that Dark Order, it's getting shorter and shorter. It's getting smaller and smaller, rather, and it's really just being held together by Will Hobbs at this rate. It's not looking too good. As Starlight Kid and Hana Kamara, the new Japan Strong Openweight Women's Champions there, the tag team champs. The Starlight Kid with the Shirin over Ashley Flair and gets the win. Both Hana Kamara and Starlight Kid in the 70s. Becky Naka-Quinn with an 80 and a 58 for Ashley Flair. I think that was the right call there. But we have new champs in the Tokyo Cyber Squad, as El Hero del Airbender and Lee Moriarty get an 81. That is pretty brutal. This matchup, had an 88 and 86. Just lack of psychology, unfortunately, but that's his first defense. There for Lee Moriarty, gets one to joint custody in 27 minutes. As, what a win, though, for Querétaro and Sanson, as they beat Mexablood. So what a win for Sanson and Querétaro as far as retaining their belts. They beat the incredible team of Ryu Lee and Samurai del Sol. Technically, they win the belts because when we moved it up, it obviously vacates the belts, but that's a huge win. Huge win for them. That really shows that they are one of the best tag teams in the world with that win. In our women's title matchup, the 13th defense for Io Shirai. She gets a win back over Himeka Arita. Of course, that matchup was a 4-way where Himeka Arita won it, so they never really had a 1v1 matchup until now. And Io Shirai gets the win with that Cloverleaf, and what a matchup. But our main event, it is a 99, a split legged corkscrew senton for La Sombra, getting the win with the, in 28:04. The new World Light Heavyweight Champion beats Dorada in a hell of a matchup, though. That lived up to expectations. It was a great main, great co-main. Afterwards, we have our post-show press conferences as Lee Moriarty gets his press conference, talking about how much it meant coming to Mexico, defending the IWGP Heavyweight title, and defending it successfully, too, and what's next for him. But he gets attacked by Barbaro Cabanero, who is looking like a goddamn wild caveman, like he is, just ripping apart tables and the set. He is just going full tilt on Lee Moriarty. Looks like he has his sights set on the junior heavyweight title. We have a post-show press conference for Will Hobbs. Whereas Hobbs talking about, with all of his belts and how he has built himself up to the top of the mountain. And it starts, as far as now, as he's at the top, he's seeing a bunch of new faces of, as far as that have been IWGP Heavyweight Champion. That's where he's wanting to go to next. Says, as far as he's obviously had his eyes on the New Japan Cup. Feels like, that's something he wants to achieve. He's made it to a finals of a G1. He wants to win that New Japan Cup. That's next for him. But he wants to reiterate, though, that he's not overlooking Tyler Black. He wants to do everything he can to let the office, let him be a part of the New Japan Cup tournament, because he wants to face the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So a big task for Will Hobbs as far as asking for the office to let him be a part of it. We'll see what happens, though, with him and Tyler Black. And then La Sombra. As for La Sombra, very much delighted to be back home, but for him, it comes with a little bit of a bittersweet feeling, because he had envisioned being the IWGP Heavyweight Champion for this show and defending the belt successfully, or even bringing home his championship that he has won, the first ever Mexican-born IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He wanted to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion for this show, but he makes a promise that next year he will be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at Fantastica Mania. Everyone's going to see the firstborn Mexican-born Heavyweight Champion, in that he's the torchbearer, though. He knows that there's going to be people behind him. He's talking about Riley, Ray Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., Dorada even. Says that these guys are coming, and they're looking to follow in my footsteps. Even though they're not a part of Los Ingobernables de Japón, we're under a bigger banner. And, maybe holds up the Mexican flag, or maybe the Mexican flag's behind him, and he kind of pulls it out as far as, like it's on, like, a flagpole, and he just kind of stretches out to make it, all wavy. So everyone knows, hey, it's all, Viva la Mexico for Sombra and for the Mexican wrestlers. So it's kind of a bigger picture type of feeling, where it's, sure, we have our units, but at the same time, sometimes it's thicker than that, and it's, as far as the nationality pride might be, it maybe not be the end-all, be-all, but it definitely matters for them, because they're in uncharted territory, for those guys. So it's a fun way to kind of end out the show, in a bit of a also looking on to the horizon for that, as far as next year, is Sombra going to be the heavyweight champion come Fantastica Mania? Who knows? We'll see. But that was a fun show, though. Fun show press conference, especially for Sombra. 100 for the show. Definitely the main event delivered in a big bad way. The Io Shirai matchup, of course, delivering as always. And it's crazy, that was the only matches in the 90s. This, I can't believe, got an 81. It's brutal. This is also kind of sucks that only got a 79, but it is what it is. This getting a 64 is also crazy, but we got out of there. Relatively in one piece, couple of injuries, but it is what it is. That is the price of doing business here, unfortunately, with this save. I feel like we're going to get an injury every fucking tour. But definitely would put over Dorada and Sombra. And, yeah, Io Shirai, she was great. Fantastic stuff. And that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time for the New Beginning Tour, as we'll be in the U.S., and then we'll be back over Japan, just like that. And then, before you know it, it'll be the Anniversary Tour, and it'll be the New Japan Cup, and we'll just be rolling right along. So we will catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.